Sometimes a brand will invest heavily in a good-looking product because they know it's not actually very good, and they need to overcompensate in some way. Now, Moondrop have definitely made a good-looking product here with their USB-C gaming headphones, the Moondrop Rays, but they have also struck a great balance on quality and affordability. And as you will see when I review their over-ear wireless headphones, the Pill, Moondrop seem to be the sort of people who have a good sense of what people want in a tech product: looks, quality, and price. I must admit, this is my first foray into IEMs or in-ear monitors. Apart from these Shure headphones I used for years doing live music, I had no idea they had become such a thing out in the world for audiophiles wanting a special connection to their personal music listening. There are so many cool IEMs being made now, and what sets Moondrop apart is that they're not just some no-name brand tech producer, they're a good brand developing a reputation and relationship with their customers. Now, what makes the Rays special is that they're specifically designed for gamers. It's a USB-C only design with a tiny DAC in the USB plug. Now, if you're the sort of gamer who wants this sort of thing, you'll already know that the reason for a direct USB connection is for zero latency, which is what Moondrop are claiming with these IEMs. It also comes with this very handy extension to USB-A, so it doubles as an adapter to your PC or whatever you're playing on. Now, depending on your needs, this might not be the microphone setup for you, especially if you've come to this video as a hardcore sort of competitive gamer. However, Moondrop have considered aesthetics and what the general gamer would want. And here we have a microphone that can fit into your daily life, for taking calls and then double for gaming. And then they claim AI noise cancelling on this microphone. And so, as you can see in this test, it is quite good. It's quite aggressive. So if that's what you want for calls and that sort of thing, if you take calls on like a subway or something where it's very noisy, it's really good. Or if you are live streaming for your games or whatever, or when you chat to people in games, as you can hear, it's quite a good quality mic that just hangs. I've got another set of headphones that I'll be testing soon that have one of those mics that go here. But for one of those mics that just hang, it's pretty good, and that cancellation is quite good. As you can see, the whole time I've been talking, my robot vacuum has been going in the background here, and it's quite noisy, and we still have a pretty decent audio coming through this mic. Now, in order to manage this dangling mic a fair distance from your mouth, that hardware encoded AI noise cancellation does need to work very hard to isolate your voice, and you can hear it cut me off every now and again in that clip. So if absolutely clear, direct audio is what you're looking for, I have another review coming soon that will be for you. Spoiler, it's the Soundbrenner Waves. But I do feel that going for this discrete mic on the Rays by Moondrop was a good move, and they've incorporated very powerful noise cancellation and voice isolation that will get your message across even in very noisy situations. Sorry, that sounded like an advert. But speaking of adverts, this video is sponsored by PCBWay. They are at heart a custom PCB manufacturing place. You design PCBs for your projects or what have you, and they can help you develop those prototypes. But they also do things like 3D printing, CNC milling, even sheet metal machining. They helped me develop Seth, my binaural head, and that TPU print that they did was really good and very good for the specific project that I was trying to do. So when you work with them, there's a help center on their website. You just click on there and you can start chatting, and they will assist you with whatever project you're working on or direct you to a resource that will help you develop what you're looking for. And I have used that for a previous project, my little special purple Game Boy design at the back there, and that also very good quality. You wouldn't say it was 3D printed. It's somewhere between the 3D print that you would experience at your local 3D printer and a nice injection molded product. So their products are very good, very high quality, and they are very helpful. So go check out PCBWay. Thanks so much for sponsoring today's video. Design is a big part of the appeal of the Rays, and it's actually a reason why IEMs are trending as a consumer product. I do feel spoiled that these were the first set to be sent to me for review because they are just so damn good looking. There's something really great great about these colors and the way they've done the earpieces. They've followed through with the anodized purple aluminium through the design, and then this specific choice of braided cable in translucent green really appeals to me and goes very well with the purple color they've chosen on the metal. The earpieces seem well crafted with the two-tone metal plates on the outside and then the translucent green body, which looks really good in my opinion. And then to top it off, it comes with this lovely faux leather cylindrical case, and to me somehow it comes together as almost like a nod to like the 60s music scene. It feels like something, like obviously this didn't exist then, but it feels like something you'd find stashed away in someone who grew up in the 60s, especially this case. And it's a good thing I like this design because it's their only colorway. And I respect that. I feel like a lot of thought went into this design, and Moondrop were like, yeah, there will be only one. So those of you new to the IEMs scene, the cables go in here with a standardized plug, but you do need to be careful because the plug that came with the other headphones that I'm about to review don't fit on here. They've got like a sheath that goes over, so that those won't work on these particular ones. So you can go look on AliExpress, and they do have a lot of options there, and there's a whole lot of colors. And like I specifically want to get one with a balanced cable for my CD player. So there are options available. Another thing of note with this cable that they've provided with the Rays is that the mic has built-in volume controls, which I actually make use of regularly. The earplug thingies come in a few sizes and are an absolute mission to install, but that's a good thing. So, I sat for ages trying to get this in, and so what I did was I made sure that I put pressure in the middle where the thickest rubber is, and then I just pushed and wiggled until it made its way around the speaker. And it was a pain in the butt, but the thing is, once it's on, and it's nice and secure. What I found intriguing was the EQ system that they've implemented. They have worked alongside gamers to tweak audio for specific competitive games. I don't want to pretend like I know exactly what's going on here, but what I'm noticing as I get into this is that your usual bass boosted EQ that is typically done for music is not necessarily what you need for gaming. There are certain frequencies you want boosted to hear footsteps and voices in the distance, which are mid to high range frequencies, which this system seems to be pretty good at. However, I actually think a high quality flat studio response is what you want if you're a true competitive gamer who needs absolute clarity for those split-second response times. My feeling with the Rays is that they're a great option for serious gamers who love music too. The dangly mic points to that idea too, that these headphones are more of a compromise than a dedicated competitive gaming set of headphones. If you need that direct clarity of your voice and the audio going to your ears, the Moondrops will be good, but they won't be the best. And the price reflects this too. And again, this is a good and healthy compromise in my opinion. The app on my Android phone was a bit fiddly, but the web app is actually quite comprehensive, and while parts of it are quite complicated, you can mess around with these presets to find your sweet spot. So what I did is I just went to those presets, tested them out and found the one that works best for me, and I just went for the default, the mixture between music and gaming, which I think is what most people are going to do. And then if you do happen to find the specific game that you are playing, it's going to be quite useful just to plug it in. When you plug into your game, have that web app as a bookmark, whatever, just go there, set it to your game, and then play the game with that profile. And then it's specifically tuned to the frequencies of that game, which is really cool. Okay, we're going to use Seth for the audio comparison test. He seems to be behaving today because he was quite naughty in the last video. So please put on your headphones for this binaural test.
Take
These headphones use a dual driver system, a planar driver and a dynamic driver. A dynamic driver is your normal speaker, and then a planar driver is a very thin speaker membrane between magnets, and it's known for its clarity in high-end headphone systems. So here's who I think will absolutely love the Rays. Anyone who wants a cool looking set of headphones that have a better than average audio setup, that enjoys music on their phone, and often play games with headphones on. As I mentioned, this is my first foray into in-ear monitors as it now exists as a consumer product. And so it's been a nice break from my barrage of handhelds to have one piece of tech to introduce me to a new world. They've been my dedicated headphones for over a month. I use them to watch TV shows on my iPad, to game on my Steam Deck, to listen to music on my Android phone. I've been using it to do my podcast, and I've been using it on all my other like Android handhelds and that. I've been using it to game on those things. My first impression was I put it on my iPad and I put on a movie or a TV show, and I was immediately amazed at how it had just immersed me into the world of that specific thing. Now, I think that's just an IEM thing. Any good quality IEM, that's what it does. It immerses you in the sound. But what struck me with these was when I put on a game is that it had such a good general frequency response for those little like sibilant, like sounds of things creeping around you. It gave a 3D experience of what I was doing. And so I do feel like this is going to work for most demanding gamers. The design is the real deciding factor though for me. I'm not super fussy, but I do like to have decent audio. So to have that in such a nice everyday carry item that I can throw in my moon bag, it's not a fanny pack, you American savages. It's just an absolute joy. But I must close with this thought. These headphones are not for the die-hard audiophiles and gamers out there. They are above average, but they are not the tippy top quality. And like I said, the price does reflect that. These are a middle of the line set of headphones that will please the entry-level audiophiles, the fairly serious gamers, and those who love a pretty thing.